All right, so boom, welcome back to the Black Caliber Podcast. I'm here with my lovely guest.
Kadijia Dosso.
Okay, right, and she's here supporting her brand.
Dosso Beauty.
Right, so can you tell me a little bit about what Dosso Beauty is?
Yeah, of course. So Dosso Beauty is an e-commerce organic beauty supply company.
I'm sorry. Can you slow that down?
Yeah. I'm from Philly. Sometimes I talk a little fast. I'll slow it all the way down.
I mean, I heard you, but
I know the people, they might not know. It is an e-commerce organic beauty supply company.
Okay.
Right? So we sell organic beauty supplies through our online store, Amazon as well too. We're most notably known for our hypoallergenic braiding hair. So it's itch-free, it's toxin-free, it's already pre-cleansed prior to people actually installing it in their hair. So if you ever see girls or people who have the pat, yeah.
So that's from allergies and the toxins in the hair?
the toxins in the hair, in the mass-marketed hair, yeah. So it's not because they're ghetto, it's literally because their head is itching because there's chemicals being emitted, so yeah.
Okay. So what made you get into that?
I actually had an allergic reaction to braids. And I sat there for 8 hours, got my hair braided, and my scalp was inflamed, bunch of dermatitis issues, and I had to take the hair out. And so I conducted a survey, and within 2 days, I had over 200 people actually respond to the survey saying, hey, I actually have allergic reactions to hair as well, too. And so from there, I took a year to research the top hyperallergenic braiding hair, testing it on myself, testing it to, trusted friends and advisors. And once we dropped the braiding hair, we kind of blew up because we provided a need that people have been looking for decades.
And then you mentioned it's e-commerce, so there's no in-person store.
Not as of yet. We do not have an in-person store yet.
So how did you go about building that? Because I was in e-commerce for a little bit too.
Okay, nice. So for us, number one, having a beauty supply store that's online. When you think of a beauty supply store, you think of a brick and mortar. I started the business while I was
hair supplies on the corner.
Exactly, So I started the business while I was living in New York City. I was also working as a management consultant at a Big Four firm. And so I couldn't have an actual retail store because I had to go to work every day. And so I also was in a new city where I had a good network of people, but I know people all over the world. And so I wanted to find a platform that I could be able to sell my products to people no matter where they were in the world. So that's why we started with e-commerce. And it's also something that was different than just the traditional brick and mortar beauty supply store. So right now we sell our products directly on Shopify. That's our e-commerce platform. We're a Shopify partner. We're part of the Shopify Build Black community, which helps, Black business owners to really thrive on the platform. And from there, then we started to branch out to different actual retail partners online as well too. So we do extremely well on Amazon, and we're our Amazon Black Business Accelerator, partner and everything like that. So yeah, everything is online. But we do also sell to other salons and beauty supply stores and all those as well too.
Okay. So where are you from? Well, I know you said you're from Philly, but what part of Philly?
Yeah, I'm from West Philly. I am from the Cobbs Creek area, so around 58th and Pemberton. That was my block that I grew up on. I no longer live on that side. I live in Winfield now, but still very much a West Philly girl.
All right, and what school did you go to?
For high school, I went to Central High School in Philadelphia. Like I said, I was born and raised there. But for college, I actually attended Hampton University.
Hampton, right? Mm-hmm. Once again, the real HU.
Yes, the real one.
I've been beefing with Howard for a long time.
Yeah, they beef with everybody. It's good.
Yeah, they didn't accept me.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, but anyway. But so how do you feel like that prepared you for where you are now?
In so many different ways. I was a dorm hairstylist, so I did dorm products, and hair in the dorm from literally the day I got on the campus. People needed their hair braided. They
was in the group meets
Oh yeah, I was known as the campus braider, the campus hairstylist. All of my friends came to me to get their hair done, and that was my way of making money because my parents wouldn't allow me to have a job. While I was in college because they wanted me to focus on school. But I actually started doing hair when I was in middle school. So my very first time doing my own hair that my mom was like, okay, well you can go outside with your hair looking like that I was in 5th grade. So my 5th grade pictures, I braided my own hair. From that point forward, I was known in middle school, high school, again, college as oh, she does hair, she knows about hair.
Yeah. Okay. So you didn't want to be What is it?
A hairstylist.
Yeah, it's a specific word.
A braider, a cosmetologist.
Cosmetologist.
Yeah.
That's the word.
I had those thoughts and ideas of being a cosmetologist, but I knew that my grandfather was an entrepreneur. And so growing up and working with him since I was like 4 years old, I always knew I wanted to do the business side behind hair. I always had a passion for beauty, but I knew that products were my passion because when I was a kid, even growing up in Philly, we had 2 beauty supply stores that were within like our 20 block radius, right? Neither one of them were Black owned. They were both Korean owned. And when I would go in there, I would ask questions about the chemicals and like the names of the ingredients and the products, and nobody can tell me anything. So I kind of made it my mission to become the organic beauty supplier for people of color, right? Because I want people to understand that, hey, you can have products that work really well for you that's specifically for Black folks, but they don't have to have all these strenuous ingredients that honestly aren't good for you, you know?
So like you started doing research into it, and like what was like finding a decent supplier?
Yeah.
And your pack and your branding, like how did you go about doing that?
Yeah, I mean, like it was really, really hard. It took years and years of research, R&D. The cool thing about, and the differentiator between myself and most actual like ethnic hair care brands is that only less than 3% of people who own Black hair care brands are Black. Surprisingly, most of them, 70% of them are men, right? They're not even women. And so for me, I was able to test out all the products on myself because I know the products that I need, that I wanted for my hair, that I wanted for my skin, and kind of go through it that way. So, I mean, we've been in business, it'll be 6 years in February, but it's constantly like testing out the formula, giving feedback to manufacturers, finding manufacturers. That's the other thing. To begin with, I found other manufacturers that had amazing products, but they didn't know how to do good business, or they didn't respect me as a woman and as a young Black woman at that. And so I'm not gonna build this multi-million-dollar company, you know, and give these people my money if they don't respect me or my people. So that was always something that was like super huge for me to say like, hey, I can have a respectable relationship with a vendor or a supplier that understands what I'm trying to do and that they get the branding. You asked about packaging. Packaging for me has always been developed on my end, right? So like between me and my team, what is the functionality, right? Like, is it eco-friendly? What does it look like? We did a complete rebrand of our packaging this year, which is why we have this beautiful packaging of like these greens and these browns and, you know, the olives, like, because they're all a part of beauty that's made with earth in mind. So all of that concept is like been developed by me and my vision for the brand moving forward, how it wants to have a sexy and elevated appeal to our target consumer, but also still be functional, still be sustainable, still be inviting as well too. So.
Okay. And like, so you have like I'm guessing you have hypoallergenic dyes at Birds.
Yeah.
It's
a bird. Oh, what's up, homie?
Yeah.
Oh, he got his begging paws too. That's crazy.
Yeah, right. So while we here, I'm not sure if it's on camera, right? So these are, right? So you see it, because you talked a lot about the braiding hair, but what about like some of these, like your braid control?
Yeah.
Grab some other material.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So our braid control is an amazing product. This is a braid, a lock, and a twist gel. Again, agnostic to, you don't have to be a woman to use braid control. If you were to get your hair twisted, your hair braided, or if you had locks, you can use the braid control,
that
right?
Shining gems.
Yes. Yeah, shine. Toxic chemicals in there.
Yeah,
it's
right.
just the organic version and better. Our edge control, hold on, pause.
Hey, hate to stop the recording. I'm just here to let you know to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thanks.
Perfect. So this is our top selling edge control. We're actually the only edge control that's on GoPuff, right? So we sell our products directly to GoPuff. Crazy, right? You can get in 30 minutes.
My cousin be driving it.
They be driving GoPuff? Yeah. So he probably seen this joint. I mean, unless, if he can't go in the back, so he don't see it. But people buy tons and tons of our edge control. Again, it's organic, it's long lasting, it's amazing. Alcohol free, paraben free, sulfate free, all the things. Our whipped shea butter is, my customers like to call it crack, because once you try it, it's like, I'm not going back to anything else, right? I created this because I was tired of using the yellow raw shea butter and like it getting all oily on my clothes and like it stunk. It didn't like pair well with my perfumes. I'm like, Nah, let me create something that's like, it's nasty.
You got to chip it sometimes.
It's too much. It's too much. So we have a beautiful refined shea butter that I make, and it's beautiful. It's long lasting. It's moisturizing. It pairs well with perfume. You can use it on your face, your skin, your hair, everything. So
you said you make, so like you.
Yes, I actually made this 2 days ago. Takes a very long process, but we are mass manufacturing it this year.
Does it go bad?
It has a shelf life of about 3 years.
Okay, so yeah, it don't.
But you should use it. The thing is, you're going to definitely use it before 2 months, right? And if you get somebody that comes to your house and they try it, they're going to try to steal it. Like, that's actually the feedback that we get from customers all the time. Like, oh, my cousin came and stole. So that's why I just say, hey, get on a subscription. You can have one for you, and then, if you don't use it the next month, the next one come, gift it to somebody, right? And they'll, fall in love with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you doing any works with schools or any other college campuses currently?
Yeah, I mean, like, of course, my alma mater, we actually just did a whole full Dosso Beauty build out of what a beauty supply store would look like at homecoming this year, which was really, really dope. We do different pitch competitions. We do braid competitions. We have interns. We have a partnership with UNC Chapel Hill. Every other semester, we get an intern that comes to help us out. So internships, but one of my goals is really to get the products onto campuses because they really need these products, like in the bookstore and everything like that, especially with like students that don't have a car. They can't get to a beauty supply store. If they need their hair braided, they need their products, they need their skincare. These are the perfect products to actually have in your school store.
Yeah, Lincoln, you just got the school store in Walmart.
I know. So that's why y'all need Dosso Beauty in the Lincoln bookstore. Again, top selling product. The people are already buying them. Their parents are already buying them. They need them. They're organic. They're cruelty-free, repeater certified, WeBank. We got all the credentials, right? Like, the people need the product.
And more importantly, Black owned.
Very much Black owned. Black owned. I mean, when I talk about why, or people ask me why I started Dosso Beauty, is to provide access, right? Because I didn't have access within my neighborhood to clean and organic beauty supplies. So access to college students is something that's extremely important to me because I know how hard it was. I would have to get my grandma to mail me products from the stores in Philly all the way to Hampton, Virginia, because it was nothing that was available that like I knew I could trust in my hair.
Okay. So before we close out, is there anything that you would want to say to any of the viewers, anybody who may be watching?
Yeah, for sure. This has always been a dream of mine since I was literally 10 years old, like a little girl. I'm like, I want to be the organic version of Madam C.J. Walker. And I literally will walk around high school, middle school, college saying, I'm going to own an organic beauty empire, right? And I really didn't know what that meant. Like, I didn't know that, but there's power in your words. But as a kid, you don't really know, like, that, like, you'll actually do what you say you're going to do. And I've been building this thing for going on 6 years, and it is grown so much farther than it's bigger than me, right? Like, I do Dosso Beauty not just because, oh, this is great business and it makes money and all the things like that. But no, I've provided access and confidence to over 50,000 people. I was just in Ghana, literally in Ghana, West Africa, and people walked up to our activation at Afrofuture Festival like, hey, we all have Dosso Beauty braiding hair in our hair. How is that? Like, I'm halfway across the world. And people are like, no, I had to get my hair with the Dosso Beauty braiding hair because I have a sensitive scalp and skin. So I say that to say to all of the viewers that if you have a dream and you really understand the market share and like who is affected by your dream or who could benefit from your dream or you starting a business, you should really do the research, do the work, and like pursue it because you just never know where it's going to take you. Like, work really hard and understand your lane and your products and your market fit and what your customer needs versus what you think your customer needs, right? The data doesn't lie. Numbers don't lie. Doing the research is always going to be helpful because you'll be able to be more intentional about building an actual successful brand. And that's the differentiation between myself and some of my other competitors who are like, yeah, we have a plant-based braiding hair brand, or yeah, we have itch-free hair, right? But what are they doing for their community? Right? Like, how are they impacting their community? How are they connecting with their community? And like, are they building a full service actual beauty supply store, right? Are y'all just giving them hair or y'all giving them products? Mm-hmm. Are y'all giving them access to the braiders to get like, feed the needs of your consumer, understand your consumer. And yeah, that's just a few ways that we differentiate ourselves, but yeah.
All right. Well, this was Dosso Beauty.
Yes.
And can I get you to say this has been the Black Caliber Podcast?
Okay, yes. This has been the Black Caliber Podcast.
And thank you guys for watching.
All right.